Hello again, YouTube comic book community. I'm back with another video. It's been taking kind of long, just doing, these videos. I have a whole bunch of ideas for videos. In fact, I was gonna do one this week, before this week's comics came out. But my dog's been sick, so she's been going to the vet, so that kind of took some time from making videos. She's better now, so I might be doing a couple throughout the weekend. Cause I uh, I had planned to show my Ultimates and Ultimates 2 collection, the original, what I would call the original run of the Ultimates, before Ultimatum, which kind of destroyed the Ultimate Universe for a while. Then they restarted the books, Ultimate Spider-Man, Ultimate X-Men, Ultimates, which came with a third series, but instead of being written by Mark Miller and with art by Brian Hitch, it was done by Jeff Loeb. So that to me, not that really interested in the Ultimate Universe after the what I would call the initial run. So I'll probably be doing that tomorrow, a whole video for the Ultimates. I mean, it's a very short run, 13 issues for each Ultimate series, which is Ultimates 2, plus two annuals that came out with the Ultimates 2 run, and and so it's about 28 issues, from that initial, sort of run of the Ultimates. Anyways, this week's pull list, slow week for me, but a really great week for comics in general. I mean, Superman Unchained #2 came out, Justice League #22 came out. It's been a month since #1 came out, and that was the week that Man of Steel, um, you know, also came out in the movie. So and that was a very exciting month, and this is an exciting week as well because Trinity War finally is starting. So, anyways, let's start with what I picked up. No back issues, but I have some special stuff at the end of the video. Anyway, so first of all, Superman Unchained #2. This is a 40 issue, 40 page book. So, 3.99, you get the nice glossy, cardboardy hard, sort of like heavy stock cover, plus, 40 pages of content. So, because last month's was only 32 plus that, poster for $5.99, but I read actually that Jim Lee said that the whole poster thing was incredibly complicated and incredibly expensive. So, kind of complement, the page count and the price. Really like this cover and the story, it's shaping up very, very fast. There's three plots going on. First you got the whole thing with Lex Luthor. We don't know what he's up to. Then you have this terrorist group Ascension. It's sort of like they're against technology, but they're using technology to create terrorist acts. So that's interesting. And then you have the whole rat thing, the whole whatever thing with the U.S. military. So there's just these little plots, these three little stories, that at some point they're just gonna explode. So very, very interested in this book. This book's getting interesting, definitely. And I wanted to pick up some of the alternate covers for the book because they have this whole 75-year thing, and I really like those Golden Age book, that Golden Age alternates. I saw the first one from issue number one. That was a very cool, sort of World War II thing. I saw the second for this issue, which sort of has a Superman in a very Joe Shuster, Schuster Studio thing, fighting warding off a lion, I think it was, and that looked pretty cool. But they're kind of off my range. In fact, number one was very expensive, and number two was around five a little over 500 pesos, so you know should be around 50 bucks more or less, except I think realistically speaking it should be around the $30 range for that one. But my shop actually has an exchange rate of 14 pesos per dollar instead of the around the 13 pesos per dollar thing. So they kind of get a little more, they kind of win a little more money out of it. They actually have more profit out of the 14 per dollar range instead of the realistically $13 per 13 pesos per dollar range. So I mean, I don't know, but one of these days I'm gonna get those. And then Justice League of America, Justice League number 22, Trinity War starts, and again, this is a book that has all these little threads, those all these little threads going on, that obviously explode with the whole conflict, or at least part of that conflict with the Justice League of America. And I think a lot of people have been talking about this, will be talking about it for a while. It all kind of starts with Shazam, kind of starts the thing rolling. For some reason, this whole thing is, being manipulated by the villains, and they actually seems that Superman kills Dr. Light, so, but apparently it's not him. So, they're kind of creating chaos for the like. And there's another death, which was the death of Madame Xanadu. She got killed by plastic. So that probably is gonna bring in the Justice League Dark into the whole conflict. And this month and next month's gonna be pretty heavy comic wise for me because of the Trinity War. I mean, I don't usually like crossovers, where I have to buy other books that I don't usually read. And for the Green Lantern crossovers that have been happening, Rise of the Third Army, Wrath of the First Lantern, just bought the Green Lantern book, and I got a full story out of it. But with this one, actually, it's gonna be me having to buy, Justice League of America and Justice League Dark, which, by the way, they were books I was interested in buying, but I sort of have a limit for how many books I buy every month, so I usually don't add too many books. But this time I'm gonna have to get the whole thing, because the whole thing occurs here in the pages of the three Justice League books. I won't be getting the tie-ins though. I won't be getting Phantom Stranger or Pandora because that's a little again, too many books for me, and I just don't have the space for all of them. If I had, you know, but I mean, the cool thing about it is it all happens in the Justice League books, basically. No huge miniseries, no 12, not a half dozen books staying into it, just here. And at the same time, 6 issues, three three issues per month, you just get a very you just get to the ending really really quick, and that's something I've been liking a lot about what DC has been doing with their crossovers, is that they haven't done anything massive, and the next massive event would be the consequences of Trinity War, which would be Forever Evil, which starts in September with Villains Month. Plus, they released the 7-issue miniseries Forever Evil. With I think looking at the at October solicits, the Justice League books will tie into the miniseries. But besides that, just 7 issues, nothing massive, like what Marvel has been doing, which is getting, like 10 issues for, I think, Age of Ultron. And that's a lot of story that, might not go anywhere, and apparently didn't go anywhere. Um, as what I've been hearing, just get, big event, but, getting too many issues for a story that you have to start kind of I don't know if the right word would be padding to get the 10 issues of story, plus half a dozen to a dozen books tying into it. I don't think it's a practical thing, so I really love what DC is doing. They have another Green Lantern crossover coming in October as well, but it just takes throughout the whole month of Green Lantern books, and it ends that same month in October with the Green Lantern Annual #2, I believe. So very fast stories which are epic in proportion, but easily handled. You just get the whole big event going without being massive. Anyways, moving on. I did not get any back issues this month. Just trying to save up some money so I could get all the Trinity War books that I can get. The whole Justice League, Dark Justice League of America books. But I've mentioned in my past videos that I've been going through my collection, through my boxes, and I've been rereading some of my Marvel books. I just finished with the Defenders Volume 2, the Order, and instead of going for the next Marvel books to reread, because now I'm going into the longer runs. I mean, these were very short runs. I have Daredevil, got Spider-Man, I got the X-Men. Those are not 2 years worth of stories. I mean, I've got like from 1999 to 2005 for Spider-Man. I have 2000 to around 2009 for both Daredevil and the X-Men. So instead, I decided to go to my DC box, reread For Tomorrow, which ran from Superman 204 to 215, and I decided to reread the story because if you remember, Sleepy Reader 666 had a few weeks a few weekends ago had a hangout where they were reviewing Hush, Batman Hush, and I actually mentioned that Jim Lee's next project after Hush was for Superman for Tomorrow with Brian Azzarello, and so I decided to go back and reread it because it's not a book or a story that I was very excited about at the time because it had some very weird pacing. The art by Jim Lee is great. There's some really great images. There's, I mean, in the first issue, in Superman 204, you know, there's this splash page which recreates, the original Superman #1 cover, Superman flying down. But the story is sort of like bits and pieces, just like there's a lot of talk, a lot of talking heads, not a lot of action. There's some action, there the stories read very very fast because dialogue and narration is very scarce, and Jim Lee gets tell basically the whole thing through the art more than anything. So it wasn't a very well liked story by fans then. A lot of people still think it's a pretty bad story, not that good. It's good enough that it made enough money that there's an absolute edition of the whole arc. Right now, I'm reading, this is issue 208. I'm reading this one. So, I mean, it's 12 issues, so kind of going to like through, since it's in a it's the second box of comics that I have, stacked, I have to move stuff, so I'm just taking like 2 issues per look, so I don't take the whole thing. I mean, so just reading 2 issues per night or per day, and try to move it as quickly as possible so that I could do a mini review of this series, because I mean I have memories of it and they're not very good memories of it. So I'm thinking, I read this one, it came out back in 2004, and I read it when I was 25 years old. So I'm hoping, now, almost 10 years later, maybe my perception of it would change, now that I'm much much older. So look for that video when I'm through with my new review of Superman for Tomorrow. And and as I was reading, this story arc, I decided to kind of take a deviation and reread Superman #150. Uh, I bought this, few months ago, and I only read it once. I really love the cover, by the way. Um, and I thought I would reread it again just for fun, kind of change the pacing while going through to the for tomorrow thing. And I really like this. Sorry about that. I really like the story. It features Brainiac. It's got the Vartok as well. Uh, you remember Vartok? Um, which was originally a sort of friend enemy of Superman back in the Bronze Age. But yeah, really like this issue, and this was then the cover by Dan Jorgens. This was the last written Dan Jorgens book. The inside art is by Steve Epting. So it's very very cool art. You know, thick book. 52 pages. And anyway, as I was mentioning, Sleepy Reader just now, and I want to do a little shout out to him because I think last week he did a shout out to me through his Twitter account, and I thank him for that, for the shout out. And well, I guess that's it for today. I'll be seeing you soon. Until then, keep smiling.